In this video, we're going to take a look at the very first graphic that we have here, labeled Iris, under our text graphics file. If you haven't already, make sure you download it from the class website and open it up in Adobe Illustrator. Alright, first what we're going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side so I have plenty of room to work. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, what I want to do first is I want to create the background for this. So I'm going to start out with a rectangle. I'm going to click and drag it out. I'm just going to be eyeballing it, just trying to figure it out by eye. I'm not going to measure exactly. It's not really what we want to do right now. We just want to focus on different building techniques. So I've got a rectangle here. Can't really see it. I'll put a black stroke around here so you can see. Alright, what I want to do is I want to add this floral print, the color, and there's a slight gradient right here. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the color. I'm going to go to my color panel, drag that out, double click on the color, and if you're not already in kind of the yellowish area, that's where we want to be. We want to be somewhere right here in the color. And it's kind of dark. That looks pretty close to it right here. So let's go a little bit lighter. That's the color we're going for. Hit OK. Alright, so you should now have this color fill. Alright, that's the base color. Now what we want to do is we want to add a gradient to it. A radial gradient to be exact. So we're going to go to Appearance, open it up, go ahead and drag out Appearance, close this, enlarge this a little bit so I have a little more room. I'm going to click on Fill, and I'm going to go to Duplicate Selected Item. Alright, this gives me a second fill to add. Alright, on this top one, I'm going to go to Radial Gradient, select that. Okay, I've got my radial gradient set up. Obviously, it looks nothing like this, so what I need to do now is make sure that this is still selected, this gradient with the this fill with the gradient, and I'm going to go to Transparency. Alright, I want to darken up the color that's under this color right here. I want to darken it up according to the gradient. So I'm going to go to Normal, click on it, and go down to Darken or Multiply. They both do the similar things. Alright, so either of those will do. I'm going to go ahead and just stick with Multiply for this one and close that up. Alright, still it's a bit harsh right here on the edges of my gradient. So what I want to do is go to my gradient tool, and I'm going to have my center of my gradient right here and drag outward a little bit beyond my actual rectangle. Okay, so I got this nice soft gradient. Slowly transitions into some darker areas towards the corners. Alright, now I need to add this little floral pattern to it. Alright, it's already created in Illustrator. We just need to add it. So again, make sure that this rectangle is selected, and we're going to add a third fill. So make sure your fill is selected and go to Duplicate Selected Item. Select that one. Alright, so I'm going to click on this right here to change the fill, and I'm going to go to Swatch Libraries menu. And now I want to go to Patterns, and obviously it's a flower, so let's check out Nature, Foliage. Alright, so this should pop up. Alright, it's kind of hard to see at first, so let's look at the large thumbnail view. You can just select this icon right here, go to large thumbnail view. Alright, I think I see it. Let's see. Well, let's just start clicking through them. Maybe we'll find it. Alright, starting with the first one. Bamboo, no, not quite, nope. Alright, there we are. Okay, it's located right here. It's called Daffodil. Alright, so let's select that one, and you'll notice, if I close this, it's already set up. Looks pretty close to what I have here, if not exactly. Enlarge this rectangle a little bit, but we have our background set up now, so that's good. Let's go ahead and Object Lock Selection and lock down that background. Alright, now what we can do is focus on creating this this name, Iris. Alright, it's just a floral name just to tie in with the daffodil flowers in the background. To start out, we need to go to our type tool. We need to click in the area right here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and write Iris, and then we'll adjust it. I'm doing it in all capital letters. Alright, you can barely see it right now, so I'm going to change the color to white. And alright, if you look at the font, it really doesn't look anything like what we're going after. So we're going to have to go through our fonts a little bit. So to do that, we need to select it, the word, and right click, and we have our fonts available right here. Just at it, right click. Alright, luckily we can see what the fonts look like as we scroll through. Alright, let's go up some more. I may have a few fonts that you don't have, but that's okay. I think you should have this one. See, Centric STD. We're going to click on that one. Alright, it's still really small. Let's go ahead and beef up the size of it. Well, it's still selected. We're going to go up to the font size, and let's go up to 60 point. Still pretty small. How about 72? Still too small. So let's go ahead and rescale it. Going to the corner, where you have two arrows, and holding down Shift and Alt, and bring it up some. If you notice, the characters over here are pretty tall. Right here, they're kind of squatty. I'm gonna select this, make sure it's selected, and I'm going up here to my control panel and clicking on character. Alright, my defaults are off. I'm gonna go ahead and change mine. If yours say 100% here, 100% at this location, then you should be fine. Alright, you shouldn't have to make the changes that I just had to make. Alright, these options here under character allow us to manipulate the text and the characters to make them smaller or squatty or larger. But anyways, alright, so this looks much better. Alright, much closer to what I'm looking for. Alright, let's bring this over here. Alright, comparing the two, what I have here, what it seems like, is a font with a white stroke and a gray interior, and then we have this shape right here that kind of mimics the letter but is cut in a circular kind of manner. So let's go ahead and go to our font. Let's look at the fills. Alright, I have quite a few more than you do. That's fine, just click down. I believe the one we use is this right here. Alright, it's next to this kind of pink. Alright, and two over. And that's the basic. One more over. Alright, let's try this one right here, the third gray. Alright, now I'm going to go to my stroke. I'm going to add a white stroke. Alright, looks like we're already kind of getting there. Let's take another look here at the image that we have. You'll notice there's a faint glow around the word. So we're going to have to add an outer glow to ours. So we're going to select it. Going to go to Effect, and if you remember, it's under Stylize, and we're going to go to Outer Glow. Drag it in where you can see it. Hit Preview. Alright, you notice on mine I have yellow selected for the color. It's located right here on the color wheel. Fairly bright. Hitting OK. The mode is screen. The opacity is about 83, and the blur is at about 4 points. Or if you have inches, it'll be about 0.03 inches, I believe. Alright, it's roughly about 0.03 inches if you're going off in inches. Hit OK. Alright, we're already getting close to finishing this one. Now all we have to do is recreate these shapes right here. Alright. To do that, what I'm going to do is select my shapes, or my letter, my words, and I'm going to turn them into a shape. By clicking on them, I'm going to right click and go to create outlines. Alright, what that does is it turns our letters into actual shapes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy this and paste it on front, so I have two copies of Iris. So I'm going to go to Edit, Copy, Edit, paste in front. You shouldn't see any kind of difference here. It got a little bit brighter around the blur on the outer glow, but for the most part you can't tell the other one is there. Now what I need to do is create an ellipse. Alright, I'm going to need my Pathfinder. We're going to do some shape editing. So I'm going to drag that out. I'm going to go to ellipse, and I'm actually going to need an ellipse for each an individual shape. I have 4 shapes here, so I'm going to need 4 ellipses. I'm dragging it out. I'm going to position this ellipse over the center of my letters. Alright, I need 4 of them, so I have 1. Now what I want to do is go to edit, copy, edit, paste in front. Now I have 2. I need to do it again. Edit, paste in front. Now I have 3. Edit, paste in front. Now I have 4. Alright, so now I'm going to select the first oval. I'm going to hold down Shift and select the eye. Alright, if you notice it's selecting everything at once, and I only want the eye, I don't want the whole word, so I'm just going to select it again, the word, and I'm going to ungroup. So I'm going to go Object, Ungroup. Now I should be able to do it individually. So again, selecting my oval, and I'm holding down Shift, and I'm going to select the eye. Going to my Pathfinder, I'm going to go to minus front. Alright, now we've altered that. You'll see what that looks like later. Alright, I'm going to click off Deselect. I'm going to click on the oval again. This time I'll hold down Shift and select the R. And now I'm going back to Pathfinder, and I'm going to go to minus front. Alright, again, selecting the circle, holding down Shift. This time I'm selecting the eye, and now I'm going to minus front. Alright, and this is our last one. So again, selecting the circle, selecting the S, I'm going to go to minus front again. Alright, what you'll see here, as we zoom in, is we seem to have these lines kind of intersecting our letters. Alright, basically what we have here, the things that we have to do is, we need to select these individual shapes. Alright, I'm going to group them together, Object, Group. I'm going to remove the stroke from them, so I'm going to the white stroke, and then I'm going to go to None, and I'm going to the Fill, and the Fill I actually want to be this fade to black gradient, so I'm going to select that. Alright, obviously right now you can barely see it, it's going left to right, from dark to light in each individual letter. Alright, what I need to do is have it uniform across all 4, so I'll make sure that I've selected them. Go into my gradient tool, and I'm going to click and drag up quite a bit. Alright, I want it to be fairly dark. Some fading, but still pretty dark. Alright, I'm going to go to Select, click off. Alright, let's zoom out a little bit. Alright, this one's still a bit darker, so let's check this out. I'm going to reselect this 4 pieces that we grouped together. I'm going to go to Transparency. Let's see if I can maybe multiply. That'll darken it up, or it should. Alright, much better. Multiply, get the job. Alright, and that is our first graphic, Iris. Alright.